Okay, as I wait for my daughter to get out of school, I wanted to shoot another video. So, I've been interviewing for the last 10 months experts from all around the world and experts on fertility, functional medicine for my podcast called fertilityhour.com. And so, I wanted to interview Dr. Christiane Northrup. She's, well, I mean, you can Google her. I don't really need to tell you her background, but anyways, she said yes, and I didn't know what she wanted to talk about. I was like, she could talk about anything she wants, because she's been in the women's health field for decades now. And what her publicist wrote back was that she wanted to talk about the hexing of women by the fertility industry. Okay, that was unexpected, but I was like, right on. Someone who, I like her. She's so ballsy. And she's highly respected. I mean, she's a highly respected medical doctor. She was an OBGYN for many, many years. And so she calls it as it is. So anyways, we do the interview yesterday and it was cool. It was really, I mean, it's stuff that I think, but I mean, I guess, who cares what I think? It's like, she's saying it. Women just get so pigeonholed by the fertility industry. And one thing is we get so targeted by our age. And she discusses age. She wrote a book called Goddesses Don't Age. And I haven't read it yet, but, just in our short conversation, it'll be published in a little bit, but go there and watch the other interviews. They're amazing people who are really going to shift your thinking about fertility. But she talks really about the spiritual process of calling in a soul. And she talks about a Tibetan ritual as she welcomes couples to do, to call in a soul, that our baby souls are always around us and that we're going to call in the soul. I need to reach out to her and ask her if she can, name the ritual, because I was Googling it and it wasn't really, there was some stuff coming up, but I guess you can make your own ritual around calling in your baby soul. I remember me and my husband went out into the woods when I had a miscarriage. We buried our miscarried baby and said prayers, and we had a ritual around it, and it was really healing, because if you had a miscarriage, wow, it's so devastating, because it doesn't matter how early on the miscarriage. Well, I'm sure it matters how early on, but you have so many hopes and dreams kind of tied up into that pregnancy. So we did a ritual around it, but do a ritual around calling in your baby. And this is another thing. She talked about this tribe that lives in the just rugged mountainous regions of northern Mexico, and how a man went and lived with them and learned like shamanistic traditions for 18 years. And he said that women in that tribe were having children in their 50s and 60s. And the reason they were, well, I mean, there's probably several reasons they were, maybe, I don't know, about their diets and things like that, but they just weren't told that they couldn't, right? It's like, I've heard stories of, people in our family, great leaf blower, people in our family having children at 50 because it was before you were told that you couldn't. I mean, back then you didn't want to, because you already had your kids starting at like 16. So by the time you're 50, oh my God, your kids are grandparents. But anyway, so these women were having children in their 50s and 60s. She talks so much about that, how we're hexed by the fertility industry, that after 35 is called a geriatric pregnancy, which is a total joke. And if you go to a fertility clinic and you're in your, advanced 40s, they don't even really want to deal with you many times. I'm also going to interview a woman who gave birth at 46, a home birth, which is really cool, because they don't want you to do a home birth, in your 40s. I don't think they want you to do a home birth anytime, but especially then you're high risk. Anyway, she had a home birth. She couldn't get pregnant. Went to an IVF doctor, and they looked at her numbers and said, yeah, you're not a good candidate. You're basically menopausal at this point. Well, once she corrected some underlying imbalances, and when she was, pregnant and got evaluated, they're like, your numbers look like you're in your 20s. That's what they do to you. They don't know you. It's like my doctor, who was so skeptical after I'd had my miscarriage and my age and everything else, she was asking me for advice when I brought in my baby. Like, I kind of stopped seeing her, and just went in for a pap smear or something like a year later. Oh my gosh, I'm older, I'm worried, this gives me so much inspiration, where she was like kind of giving me some attitude about trying and being surprised I had a miscarriage. Block it out. Your baby soul is always around you. And I was listening to another thing, and she was saying, putting on the mirror, accept myself fully. Looking at that and repeating that throughout the day. All right. If you like what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe. I have a lot more. I'm just learning so many incredible things. I want to share it with you. All right. I really care about you. You're going to become a parent. Block out a lot of the BS and keep moving forward in the light. All right. Thank you.